Here's the truth. You don't want to hear it. I don't want to say it, but we need to talk about it. The world is changing. AI is available. ChatGPT just launched new paid ads on its platform, which means that things are getting different out there in the world. With the adventures of AI and with social media that you know you needed to do 20 years ago, but you didn't do it, what's the real estate landscape going to be like for most agents? Here's what I can tell you. It's super exciting. How long does real estate have? Nobody knows. How long is it going to be the way that it is right now? Nobody knows. Right now, there is a massive opportunity to create AI-generated, realistic, authentic content, right? Not the stuff that is garbage, right? One of my friends, huge AI guy, right? He's got all this stuff going on, and he tested his Claude Code. And over the course of 7 days, right, Claude Code said to him that it was a pre-existing problem and that they just ignored it 718 times or something and kept moving on. Why does that matter? Well, because everybody says AI is going to be the thing that shifted the world, and it is. But it's also going to be the thing that creates a tremendous amount of frustration. It's going to be the thing that creates a tremendous amount of broken promises because you were never taught how to use it. Well, let's talk about marketing now. We just talked about how you should have been on social media 5 years ago, but you can't get over yourself. Why can't you get over yourself? Because you have fear. You have fear of attachment. You have fear of looking good. You have fear that people are going to judge you. You have fear that people are going to say, oh my God, your backdrop isn't perfect. And I can see your cold plunge, and I can see your freezer. I can see your vibration plate. Oh no, heaven forbid. And so we don't show up authentically. What if our friends see it and they don't like it? Well, then they're not your friend. So we don't show up on social, right? You haven't shown up there. You haven't been consistent. And then you say, oh, I'm overwhelmed because there's so many things to do. So you do nothing, which again, the subconscious mind allowing you to get out of what you need to do. So you're not doing social media the right way. You're not showing up authentically. You're boring because you made yourself feel that you had to show up a certain way. Now we have AI, and is this going to be the same pattern that you followed? Well, I knew I should have got on the web earlier, but I didn't. I knew I should have got on social media earlier, but I didn't. I knew I should have done this earlier, but I didn't. So we have AI, we have marketing, and then we got sales. I was online and I was on some forums doing some research for my talks, and I saw, 10 or 15 posts where one said I showed 67 homes and the seller fired me. And then people are in the comments, good, you deserve to get fired. You suck. Like, that's not very cool. Why are we so mean to other people in our industry? This is ruthless. Somebody else said, I lost to commissions. A lot of people said, I lost to a lower priced agent. Why do lower priced agents exist? Somebody said that I lost because they wouldn't go with my pricing strategy. Well, of course not. It's not your pricing strategy. You're just the conductor of information. It's their price that matters. But what was your process to make sure that they understood the ramifications of the pricing? How did you walk them through pricing strategy? How did you walk them through market dynamics? What overarching goal did you get of theirs? Did you get all of the information necessary in order to help them make a great decision? And most of the times, because I've been doing this for 15 years now, I've trained thousands of people. I've been in the room with tens of thousands, maybe at this point, hundreds of thousands of agents, 5,000 deep dive interviews into agents' businesses, team leaders' businesses. And I always ask the same questions, right? Because if you ask the same questions, you have a process. When you ask the same questions and you have a process, you can collect data. And most agents don't have a sales process. So they do everything else. They buy leads, they do some social media, they go here, they do open houses, they get referrals, blah, 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 blah. They're going on 36 to 48 appointments a year, and they're closing 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 deals a year. The amount of agents that close 2 deals a month is in the single percentage point. The amount of teams that have their agents doing 1.5 to 2 deals a month is in the single percentage points. And here's why. The problem isn't that you don't know what to do. The problem is that you were never taught the recipe. You know what you need to do. You need to make calls. You need to do marketing. You need to do all these things. You need to utilize AI. But the problem is you don't understand how to. Everybody tells you you need to do these things, but how do I overcome my fear of being crappy? How do I overcome the limiting beliefs that my parents or the high school teacher or the bully installed in me as a 16-year-old? How do I overcome the fact that when I was 27 and I started something new, I was laughed at and I had depression because of it? How do I overcome those things? Because that life And those lenses that you're looking at is what determines how you behave now in your 40s and 50s and 60s. When you tell your kids, hey, go try new things, but then when it comes to you, you don't do it. Why? Because there's fear of looking stupid, fear of looking not smart, fear of being teased. And you're an adult and we still have those same fears. And so here's what we're going to do. We're going to fix all of this, right? I'm going to teach you the psychology of pricing. Right? There is a psychology of pricing. I'm going to teach you the psychology of asking for a higher commission. Now, some of you guys have been in this industry for a long time and you guys have put a ceiling on your commission, right? And that ceiling is not because I put it there. It's because this is what you guys put out in the industry. It's somewhere around 2.5% to 3%, right? That's what you guys say is the normal rate for commissions. Now, I have clients charging 4%. I have clients charging bonuses. I have clients that are doing all sorts of stuff. They have all these different fees on top of the commission because they say the commission is for the negotiation and all the additional fees are for all the additional things that we pay to market your home. But if you don't have a process and you're getting beat by people with lower commissions, how do you ask for more money? Mentally, you can't even fathom that. Be real with me. Like when I tell you on a sale that I had, I walked out with a bonus of $25,000. On a sale that I had, I walked out with a bonus of $42,000. That was the bonus on top of a 6-figure commission. Why? Because I said to the sellers, if I get you this crazy price, will you guys play? And they go, well, we don't think you're going to get that price. And I go, cool. So then it doesn't hurt you to put a bonus there. They said, not at all. And we split the profit above where they wanted to be, which was a ridiculous price, a big chunk of change. And I'm not talking 2%, 3%. I'm saying like, hey, if I get you an extra 50,000, I'm keeping 50% of it. They're like, yeah, whatever. If we get an extra 25 grand, Vic, sure, go for it. Keep it all. Like you earned it. I'm like, awesome. Let's go, baby. And you know what they say at the end? When I say, hey, why'd you take the bonus? We didn't think you're going to get to the high price. So if we put this bonus here, it's like you going to Mars. And so we figured if we put you like locked in here, maybe you'd get us here. But the fact that you got us up here means you have excellent negotiation skills. Right? That's negotiation. But if you can't even get the seller to agree on the right pricing strategy, you don't have the ability to negotiate. If you can't get the seller to see that with your process, you're worth every penny of the commission. So here's what you have to ask yourself. Is it that they went with the lower commission person, or was it that my process wasn't strong enough to get a higher commission? Did they go with the other agent because they have more AI and technology, or did they go with the other agent because the other agent was able to demonstrate why that is a better use of time and resources? That you're just not good enough right now today. Your presentation skills, the psychology that you use, the psychology that you have are not good enough. The marketing conversation you have is just not good enough. When you talk about pricing, it just wasn't good enough. When you talk about all of the different aspects of business, you just weren't good enough. And if you just were to get better, what would happen? If you were just to elevate your game, what would happen? Because the truth is when I talk to agents and I say, okay, walk me through the 10 deals you closed this year. And they say, okay, well, this 6 were repeat business. Okay, cool. Where did that originally come from? Oh, those were referrals and family members. Okay, so they were friends of yours already. Yes. Okay. Where did the other 4 deals come from? Oh, those were referrals. So majority were repeat and then the rest were referrals. So where did the new business come from? And they go, what do you mean? So you bought leads, you did open houses, you did all of these marketing activities. Where did any business come from that? And they go, well, I had some leases, I had some of this. And it's typically 1 or 2 deals a year that come from outside sources. That's crazy because think about it. You don't know me and I don't know you right now, but all of my business comes from outside sources. 90% of it comes from outside sources. Why? Because my friends are already doing really well. My friends are already crushing it. Right? They're already crushing it. This program is to get you to 2 to 3 deals a month, right? So that you can get to $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 a year so that you can have a better quality of life. My friends are doing $100 million a year. They've surpassed where we're at in this training program. We're not made for everybody. We're made for you. The solo agent or the agent on a team that's not getting the support they need from their brokerage, from the free online community. So we have a 2-day event. I know it's coming up really fast. It's next week, actually. And I got a few tickets left. We're going to talk about AI. We're going to talk about marketing, social media. We're going to talk about the psychology of high performers. And we're going to talk about the sales process. We're going to talk about the 3 most important things in sales presentations that agents miss, the psychology behind it. How do you talk about pricing and commissions so that you stop losing deals that you should be winning? Because it's not about the commission. It's about how you framed the conversation around commission. It's about all the steps that went up to the conversation around commissions that you missed. So click the link below. There's a coupon code for friend. It's called friend because you are my friend for $100 off. We have a VIP lunch where I'm going to be with my other coaches and a couple of our guest speakers where we are going to deep dive into your business. It's going to be 10 to 15 people in the room. It's going to be very intimate, very small. The total size of the event is about 50 to 60 agents. We have about 15 seats left before we close it down. We purposely created a small event so people can talk and ask questions and network and actually leave with not just a Rolodex, but a connection of humans that they can talk to. So click the link, get here, buy your ticket, do whatever you need to do, postpone whatever you need to do. It will be worth it to be in the room. The CEO of eXp Realty is going to be there. It will be worth it to be in the room with these people and to see how they think and how they perform and how they act. When you get in the right rooms over and over and over and over and over again, it changes your environment. It changes your outlook. It changes your view on life. And the more you get into the right rooms, the more you see the right people, the more you hear other people doing better, the more you say, oh, I can do that too. And the more that happens, the faster you accelerate. You hear one thing on day 1, you hear one thing on day 2, and that's all you need to change your life. The possibilities are endless. Get in the room and I'll see you soon. Peace out.